IVM.
Welcome to Football Shootball, guys. This is episode 17 and the name of the episode is Satra Pe Khatra. The reason why it's Satra Pe Khatra is because now we have 3 game weeks and Fulham has, I think, 17 games in the next 3 days. With me are my fellow hosts. I'm just calling you host now. I think it's a new year, so we can start on a new note.
Promotion.
Whatever. Karthik Iyer is now in Bombay. Hello, Karthik.
But it seems that you keep saying that every 2-3 months, that it's most likely people will believe that I live here only now.
But whose problem is that you're here 2-3 months? Sapre, say hello.
The thing is, every time I go back to Bangalore, you don't say that I've gone back. So where's the chronology?
There is. Continuity mein problem to hai, but we'll take that offline. Sapre, say hello. You've been constantly here.
I am here. Nobody wants me. Hello.
Yes. So apart from your marital issues, how you been?
I've been very good, actually. Finally, some real football to look forward to, which is the only thing that I have to look forward to in life. So I'm very excited.
Are you saying FA Cup is not real football?
Did you see the matches? A few of the matches.
One of the match. एक तो कब आर्सेनल जीता यार अभी उस पे भी तुम क्वेश्चन मार्क डाल दोगे तो फिर हम कहाँ जाएंगे Anyway, so this is going to be a fun-filled episode. I'm just assuming it is. I'm hoping you guys have fun. Episode 17. We've come a long way into the next season already. This is, I think, the rest of the season. The table's, taking shape in more ways than one, and coronavirus is helping it take shape in different ways. On this episode, we'll start off with something fun. He is going to educate us on reality TV. He's already a celebrity in ways. Like, he's verified on Twitter. Go find him at Ayerant on Twitter. He's the only person who's verified among everyone here. So I'm guessing that stands out. The other thing we want to discuss is, I know you'll possibly hear this after the game week has begun because the game week begins tonight. So if you haven't made your fantasy teams already, you'll hear this much after that. So good luck with the tiers. And of course, we'll talk about stuff around the world that Karthik and Sapre are really excited about. You can tell from their faces. I can tell from their faces. You possibly can't because this is a podcast. Lucky you guys. So more on the other side of the break. And here's some messages from Amit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So everybody, please do help us out with our survey. If you haven't filled it out yet, it's on ivmpodcast.com/survey. This survey is really helpful for us. And, fill out the survey completely and we'll put you into a lucky draw and we will send you some IVM swag. And what a great week of episodes we had and what an eventful week we had. Let me run through some of the episode highlights really quickly. On Paisa Vaisa, Samir Nair of Applause Entertainment was on to discuss the web series Scam 1992. Great conversation with Anupam was had. Do check that out. Bhavish Sumaya of Hasbro was on Advertising is Dead. On Positively Unlimited, Chetna is starting a new series from A to Z. This week, Align. Do check that out. And on GBCD, Farhad and Sunitra asked the question, what if they were straight? Interesting conversation. Definitely do check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. And one piece of news for you guys. Cyrus Says is now live on YouTube every weekday at 10 a.m. If you go to our IVM Podcast YouTube channel, you'll be able to catch us over there. And stay tuned for a lot more video content coming out in the next couple of weeks. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
Welcome back, guys. This is the week for free hits, wildcards, and pep roulette. Karthik, let's start off with you. Fun game week. What is up with Fulham? Why do you have 17 games in the next 3 days?
Because remember, you all made fun saying Fulham took a New Year's break the last time around. Christmas and New Year's, an extended holiday we went on. Obviously, in all seriousness, it was because of a few COVID cases and Mitrovic painting the town red on New Year's night. So it was a little bit of an issue. But now, what I hear, Aston Villa, they have I think there's a lot of cases in their ranks. So Fulham has stepped in, being the superheroes that they are. They have stepped in to cover up an entire week and give the broadcasters the football that they deserve.
So if Fulham had a superhero name, what would it be other than Cottage Man?
Mitro Man.
French.
Yeah, we probably already have that in India.
Yeah. We have a Mitro and we have a man. Sapre, are you looking forward to United getting pelted by Pool at the weekend?
Oh, before that, they'll get pelted by Burnley.
Wow, you have a lot of belief in your team. Why would you say that?
No. I was just kidding. When I speak nice things about United, they tend to not do so well.
Reverse psychology.
I've been trying to do this for 6 years now. It's not working, but I'm hopeful. Just like United.
as Big Boss fans would know, he's creating a false narrative, and as Salman said, he's creating a jhoota false narrative. So I think that is reverse psychology. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So Karthik, start us off with the reality show that we've been watching, other than Big Boss.
Yeah, so there's the story, and I don't know why you threw it to me, because I literally just sent you the link. I didn't open the link until right now. I'm reading from BBC. So actually, yeah, we're in a podcast. You can't see it, but there's this reality TV star called Mark Wright, and he played for Crawley Town, who thrashed Leeds, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he thrashed them 3-0 or something of that sort. So he was a reality star. Siva, interestingly, he was in the West Ham and Arsenal Academy. So he could have actually been playing for Arsenal in the FA Cup.
If there's a reality show in the league, it is Arsenal.
Yeah. So, but at first we thought he was like a TV star who came into the side. But I think Shiva and I looked this up, and it looks like part of the reality show is that it's probably going to end with him coming on field and them celebrating their victory over the mighty Leeds United. So that's fun. His name is Mark Wright. Go look him up.
Oh, so it's like a discount goal one. Like he's Santiago Nunes, but he's not good, so he comes on in 90 minutes.
he is their version of Rahul Bose. Rahul Bose also plays rugby or something for India. Apparently this guy, apart from West Ham and Arsenal, also played at Spurs at some point and represented England Tier 3 or something. What is it? Group C?
Represented England Tier 3 means...
Team C, whatever. Like, there's a Team A, there's this proper England where
the played against Faroe Islands.
Like Maguire play. And then there is the one below that where nobody cares who plays. And then there's one below that where this guy played. So,
I've honestly never heard of national teams having A, B, C, and I don't know what Sapre is saying. If India had it, where do you think we would fit in?
No, I hope the cricket team has a team C and a team D and a team E with their injuries.
The number of injuries, they're going to play the C team only now in the final test. If there are 11 players.
Is team C? Is that what
I am saying, Sivaram, that Ravi Shastri is going to have to get fit in 3 days' time to come on the field and bowl.
It's easier than Sapre, getting points this game week.
Okay, so what's happening with this game week? I'm sorry if I'm butting in, but I just made some changes and I never realized half my guys are still not playing. Yeah, this is unfair now.
This is unfair. Yeah, you can blame it on coronavirus and the scheduling, and you can join Klopp in his cringing. The problem for a lot of people, and I'm hoping a lot of people actually don't end up updating their teams. It's called a blank game week because a lot of the teams are, they don't have a game this game week. A lot of the backed up fixtures which they haven't played are now being placed here. I think there will be, so the following weekend is a double game week, so you have some teams playing twice. This will happen again in the season much later. I think this game week 29. So this is why it is pertinent that you make sure you were planning in advance. I'm guessing Karthik has just woken up to the fact that there are no games.
So I basically made my changes and then realized the guy who I removed versus the guy who came in, neither of them has a game. So it was pretty pointless.
So you have to look at the fixtures and then make changes. You can't just make changes and then hope that these teams will come.
I assume game week matlab all 10 or at least 18 or the 20 teams would play.
Karthik, just for us and everyone who's listening, can you just tell us who did you replace with whom?
I don't think Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a match and he was injured anyway.
He's injured, yeah.
So I removed him and brought in another striker who was not playing. I think Bamford, who is not playing as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
DC had a match, but he's injured. But,
but he's hurt. So I could have actually got a striker who may have been playing in this midweek. It's stupidity.
I will enthrall you with my picks in a second, but Sapre, what were you saying?
No, I forgot actually what I was saying, but I think I remember. I remember. Karthik, don't. There's no pressure, right? You're anyways playing for the long run, right? We're not even halfway through the season yet.
30 seasons.
There are a lot of matches to go. Bamford will play. He'll score in the 28th game week again somewhere. So you get your points. You don't worry.
Bamford has a double game week on the weekend, so Karthik, it's not that bad. I mean, it's okay.
I'm just saying I could have saved this change for a little later, like one more.
But let's be honest. What difference would it have made?
I do so badly that I don't take any negative scores. So what I'm saying is I could have made just the one change now and save my 2 transfers where you get a little more, you can work around with your team a lot more for the weekend.
Leeway. I appreciate that, Karthik. Because Karthik has now lost his internet for the 5th time, I think, in the last 2 seconds, just like Fulham's game weeks. So for this game week, I think I really spent a lot of time because there was so long between, game weeks. a lot of teams are actually playing 3 games in the 2-game week. So Man City is number 1. They're playing Brighton, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. So I've tripled up on them. Sapre, where are you standing on that?
I have 2 players from City. I took a wild card, of course, because I waited till the last minute, which is till like 30 minutes ago.
Wow. Did you hit wild card?
I did this time because this time the minus was 32. I couldn't afford, I've gone to 21. So I've got 2 players from City. I will probably pick up another City player because I have 2 free transfers for the next game week now.
Got it. Okay, so here is where I need your advice. Okay, and this is like an honest ask. And because we are very close to the deadline, United are playing Burnley, Liverpool, and Fulham in the next 3 games. Yeah. I have tripled up on United. I never thought I'd see that. I have De Gea, I have Bruno Fernandes, of course, and I got Rashford. Do you think, because I can switch Rashford to Son if you tell me otherwise, but this is where I'm at. What do you think?
No, good choice with Rashford and Bruno. I'm not sure De Gea is the best choice. It's expensive for a keeper who's not doing so well in the league. And United tend to leak goals one way or the other. Plus, they're playing Liverpool, who hopefully will be playing catch up after the Burnley United game. Yeah. So there's a chance United will concede a goal. But the other two players are good.
If you had to recommend a keeper, who would it be?
Hugo Lloris.
But he's only playing 2 games. He's playing Fulham and Sheffield.
Yeah.
Okay. So, fair enough. And then you can always go back to De Gea if you really wanted to make that change, is what you're saying.
Correct. So my 2 keepers right now are Lloris, and I have retained Martinez because Villa is still doing good defensively. I don't know when they'll play, when they'll not. But Spurs have decent fixture. I think Spurs next also have an easy fixture, if I'm not mistaken. Are they playing West Brom?
Spurs have Sheffield.
They're playing Sheffield, yeah. So Lloris made sense for me.
That was the other choice actually I had. Karthik, I'm switching to you. Fulham is playing Tottenham, Chelsea and United in the next 3 games.
Seriously?
Yeah. So, it's all pretty red. If you look at the fixture list, do you see the red? Yeah, it's incredibly red. That's Fulham.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that one? And do you think, is there a snowball's chance in hell or snowflake's chance in hell that we could actually think of a Fulham player?
No, then I would say no. I didn't know it was so tough, yeah. Tottenham maybe will get a point, but I mean...
Wow! Are you talking about fantasy points or a point in the EPL?
No, I don't care about FPL when you talk about Fulham that much. So I'm going to say Fulham are not going to do very well. I think it's going to be problematic.
I told you, don't talk about Fulham. Let's not talk about Fulham.
Okay. So what Karthik was saying was that we can expect a point in, I think, fantasy. The entire team will get 1 point total because there'll be a lot of negatives because of the 8-0 and the 9-0 and the 10-0. But yeah, Chelsea is playing Fulham and Leicester after the game week 18. And the other team that I'm actually looking forward to seeing is West Ham playing Burnley and West Brom on the weekend. Not on the weekend, I mean, over the double game week. I think they might be pretty useful. Souček, he's on and off with his goals. Maybe even Antonio, because now they've sold this guy, right? What's his name? Aller, yeah. So now they don't have anyone up top. So I'm guessing Antonio will go back up top.
And Antonio will do well. He can hold the ball better. And they've got good runners around him with Bowen and Fornals and also this new guy that they got from the championship, Berahino. So they have good people to run around him. He holds the ball. He's a good shot on goal as well, Antonio. He did well at the tail end of last season. Unfortunately, he got injured. So West Ham, definitely, there's Cresswell that you can take. There's 2 defenders from West Ham, both Zufal and Cresswell. They've got Souček as a decent choice. And they've got Antonio as a decent choice. But there's one team that you're really missing out on, which is...
But did I hear you say Saido Berahino instead of Benrahma?
Yeah, I think he said Berahino.
I see. I said championship, right? So.
Fair enough.
I mean, you know better about the championship, so I mean...
What we are saying, Sapre, you were ending on a very high note with the recommendation.
I know. I normally wouldn't say this, but times are such that, Arsenal players may really be a good choice to have. Starting with the goalkeeper, they have Lacazette, who probably will get a start finally.
Do you have him in your team?
No, I have Kane in my team. But I've got Saka in my team. Because I know he will play, and whether he will get an assist or no, I don't know, like an FPL point. But I'm sure his contribution to the game will end up. He'll probably be involved in one way or the other.
He's a nailed-on starter for sure, but he'll go off at 60 minutes.
Well, that's true for almost now Shiva almost every player now with COVID and games coming thick and fast. So it's very difficult to see players completing 90 minutes. With Rashford and Cavani back, Rashford might also not finish 90 minutes or so. You never know, but you take a chance. I think Saka is the kind of player who can do well in the first 60 minutes, maybe a goal assist here and there, get some points out. So Arsenal players are a good choice. There's also a very cheap defender on cheap called Holding.
Oh yeah, 4.4, 4.5. Yeah. Wow, what a steal.
He's a steal, and I think in the back four, he's the only one. I mean, of course, there's...
He's Cannavaro. for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, he's balding like Cannavaro, that's for sure.
That's what I meant.
So you're not sure with Pablo Mari or David?
No, please. All this Holding and all. Where you get off saying these things on air, yeah? I mean, this is a professional podcast.
What are you saying?
You just can't give random suggestions and have people call you an expert. No, this is not happening. Saka, Lacazette, fine. You starting with Holding. Mari, I heard you say, please.
I said Mari won't start, or you may start, I don't know. Holding will start. He's signed a new contract. He's played more games this season than he's played in all the 3-4 past seasons for Arsenal.
The internet did Sapre a favor there because it basically cut Karthik off. So Iyer didn't get to finish this point.
I was just wagging my finger. I wasn't really saying much. So
fair enough. So just like always. So anyway, so that's basically it for FPL. Very exciting times coming up. If you want to join the Football Shootball League, you can do that. We highly recommend you do that. You'll possibly end up beating all three of us this year. No one can. I mean, this is the most amount of preparation you can do for the game weeks. I mean, with COVID and the scheduling fixtures and injuries, it's really a coin toss. So if you want to join the Football Shootball League, you can go to fantasy.premierleague.com, type in the code H3OMYA, that's H3OMYA, join the league, come try and beat us. I mean, not try, just beat us, and tell us how well you did. Use hashtag Football Shootball on Twitter or Instagram, or just reach out to us. We'll tell you our handles at the end of this episode. But that's it for this section of the podcast. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with a quick roundup of what happened around the world. Stay tuned.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with postcards from nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IVM Podcast app, website or wherever you get your podcast from.
And we're back. Karthik, wrap it up for us.
Oh, we're reaching the end. Wow, yeah. That was quick. No, Premier League means it goes pretty fast, no? We don't have to go through all that drudgery.
Yeah, the podcast goes really fast, but the time in our lives over the weekend went really slowly.
No, it did. Except the mornings, Test cricket was there. Oh, that is extremely slow as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, what happened. I think the biggest story, okay, Bayern Munich lost, but Schalke, who did not win a game for a year or almost a year, have failed to break the record for the worst ever Bundesliga team.
Sorry, when you say an entire year, we mean 2021?
No, so they won at the start of 2020 and now they won again at the start of 2021.
Fulham, Germany ka Fulham.
You know what happened, right, Sapre? Basically, Kolasinac went back to Schalke from Arsenal. He went into the team. His first match on his return to Schalke was given the captain's armband and boom, Schalke won 4-0.
Did he score?
Underappreciated at Arsenal. Arsenal doesn't want to keep good players, man.
Yeah, we already sold Ozil sold going out, whatever the...
So what's happening there? Has he gone? Is he...
I don't know. He's busy doing Ask Mesut on Twitter. So I think you can just tweet to him and just check, can you give us a little more detail?
COVID test ka result nahi aaya.
Yeah, so he said, right, on his Ask Mesut, he said that, the usual Arsenal pandering to Arsenal fans. When he was asked, will you ever join Tottenham? He replied saying, never. I'll rather retire. Today, I think Jose Mourinho in his pre-match press conference come and said, you think Tottenham is going to buy Mesut Ozil? I mean, who the hell does he think
he already spent so much money on Bale and he's not doing anything. Now you want to get Ozil also. This is Spurs, yaar. इतना भी लंदन में मतलब क्या इतना पैसा नहीं है.
Daniel Levy मतलब ऐसा कटोरा लेके बैठेगा एमिरेट्स के बाहर.
But Milan lost. Yeah, I was so disappointed. I was hoping, and against Juventus, if they had won that match,
leading in the
Milan is still leading. Both the Milan clubs are leading. Milan and Inter.
Ahead of Juventus.
Juventus, I think, fourth. if I'm not mistaken.
What is this? 2008 or 2006? What is happening?
This is Ibra is in his prime form. Hopefully he will be now that he's back from his injury.
I saw this question online. Why isn't Ibra considered in the same vein as Ronaldo and Messi?
Maybe because he played, I think, 4 years in Liga.
What does that? You mean just because he left the country, but that would qualify as a Ronaldo, right?
Yeah, but then again, Sapre keeps saying Farmers League. You ask him why he doesn't consider Ibra. He's one of those. Yeah.
Sapre, you enlighten us. He's a United player also.
Yeah, and he had a fantastic first season at United. I think 27, 29 goals is what he scored through the season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he played at... I think that shit that went on at Barcelona. I think PR ne maar diya usko yaar aur kuch nahi.
Kya baat kar rahe ho? PR can make or break a Messi?
Not a Messi.
I'll tell you what, okay, about this Ibrahimovic, it's interesting because he was at Inter Milan. He switched to Barcelona in that swap with Samuel Eto'o.
Correct.
When he went to Barcelona, Eto'o went to Inter Milan. So basically in the year before, when he was at Inter, Eto'o won the Champions League with Barcelona. When it was swapped, Inter ended up winning it and Ibra failed. So I think that and also not winning that tournament has held him a little behind.
Oh, he's never won the Champions League?
No, he's never. He was there, right? He was at opposite clubs basically in that period of time.
Oh, terrible. So he's like any other Arsenal player basically. So he's not, that is a better answer to why he's not.
No. He's won a bigger cup called the Europa League. Didn't play that match, the final, but he got a medal, yeah? Kuch to jeeta Europe mein.
ठीक है वैसे तो नाब्रे भी जीता है यार मतलब वो तो कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं अभी cool but that is it what we're looking forward to is the weekend lots of action
but before that Sivaram if you don't mind Bayern Munich lost which is for some reason not that shocking because they haven't been playing well I think it's been 8 or 9 games where they've always conceded either the first goal or the second and this time for the first time they didn't concede the first goal or the second they actually scored the first two but Mönchengladbach very impressive side. They're in the Champions League, came back and won 3-2. So the best game of the weekend by far.
Oh, riveting.
But from what I remember, this time last season, it was this Mondon team that you just spoke about. Mondon team was also on top of the table, right?
Yeah. But this year they're not doing well in the league, but hey, they're in the Champions League round of 16.
They're back.
Yeah. I have another story if you want to hear.
Yeah, do we have an option? No. I mean, unless our internet doesn't deny us.
So as long as it's going to let me talk, I'm going to say this. So I was watching, you remember Vinnie Jones?
Yeah, of course. The actor, footballer.
Ex-footballer, then actor. Yeah.
Or was it rock and roller? Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
So Sony do this, I think some retro WWF stuff. Yeah. And they were showing, I think, a show from England sometime. I don't know when.
WCW.
No, WWF for sure. Because Austin was standing in the ring. Vinnie Jones comes out. You remember the big boss man? There used to be this guy. Yeah. Vinnie Jones goes and hits him.
What?
And helps Austin win a match. I never knew this happened. Or maybe then we didn't know who Vinnie Jones was.
But tell me, why is Austin always around when this reality TV stars go and hit people? He was there when Donald Trump hit Vince McMahon as well.
He was there when Mike Tyson did this shit as well. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a good... I mean, he could be their number one, welcomer. I don't know, man. Everyone wants to hang with Austin back then before they realized Rock is going to be the most paid actor in the world. I don't think they appreciated Rock for his brand value. Because I don't know if you remember, Rock used to run behind Shane McMahon. So that's where Rock was. And
no, you're absolutely right. Currently... The Rock he's the world's highest paid actor. Austin is stuck doing podcasts. So there you go.
I mean, if there is such a thing as a difference.
Or pure beer, yeah, yoga.
360 into Sapre. Well, on that note, it is a good time to say goodbye. So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at IRANT, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
If you love cricket, listen up. The Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast is here for you. Hosted by DJ, Varun, and me, Ashwin, we bring a fun, fresh fan's point of view to talking all things cricket. Sometimes it's just the three of us, sometimes we have guests, including current and former international cricketers. For new episodes every week, check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Come learn and experience the ABCDs of being queer with me, Shunetro.
And me, Farhad.
On our show, Gay BCD.
The two of us take you through our stories and experiences of being gay men in the city of Mumbai and have candid
and sometimes downright scandalous
conversations about sexuality, gay culture, and everything in between.
Catch new episodes of Gay BCD every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get all your podcasts from.